I feel like there's so much shame in Ireland.
Oh yeah. Yeah, total loads.
And like, what have you what's been your understanding of it? Have you gone like, this is stupid at a certain point? Or is it the fetishization of like, I'm so bad. Look at us all so bad.
The reason for the shame, I got talking to this girl one time from Estonia. Beautiful girl. Blonde hair and in a bob and lovely kind of Eastern European sallow skin. And she was taking me around Tallinn. It was just after all those Eastern European countries had gotten their freedom. And Estonia had been a colony shared between the Russians and the Germans for hundreds of years. And she said to me, Tommy, we are still slaves. And I got what she meant. I had a vision of her in a dog collar and stilettos at first.
Sure.
But she was referring to the fact that it takes generations to rid yourself of that colonial mentality. You could say it took generations for African Americans to process. And maybe it isn't even processed yet.
Still happening. Yeah.
Do you mean, what happened to us?
Yeah.
It hasn't happened to me, but it's happened to
But it feels like it did a little bit.
Something, that's storytelling.
Yeah.
It's in my bones. Genetically, it's in my bones. It's been passed down.
Well, no, I have that experience when I go to Ireland because all of my grandparents are from Ireland.
Okay.
So when I go back every 5 years or so, I'm a bit like, this feels it's a little close to the bone. It's a little bit like I can feel all the things that are like in small doses within me are everywhere. And it's kind of weirdly overwhelming. Like I don't enjoy it.
Like what? Give me an example.
The shame stuff, or look, the downturned eyes of the Irish people, or like just the look. And there is a camaraderie that I feel with somebody like you as a comic. It's something what a writer referred to as the dark aspect or something, I believe. But there is something about like. Something unspoken.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of a soul sharing.
Yes. But it can feel a little oppressive. What is it about Irish history? Is it all colonialism? What do you think are the main?
Yeah. So we've a folk tradition in terms of stories and music that goes back thousands of years. Mm-hmm. Stories of heroes, stories of kings, noble men, noble women.
Some of it true, some of it not, or it's
all untrue. It's all fable. It's all
it.
It's all a diagram of the Irish imagination, of the Irish psychic possibilities. It's all, shape shifting. It's all there. And then in actuality, we were an oppressed colony for 800 years, and that does something to people. Maybe the shame is that does something to you where you're. You don't have it within you to throw off the shackles. You're not able to fight back. You try, and
that's not even mentioning the church, the Catholic Church, or the Protestant Church.
So what I think that has to do with, what I want to also say is that in this oppression, in this robbery and murder, we sang sad songs. But we also came up with the fastest, happiest traditional music in the world. It's as good as anything happy from anywhere else. So even though you're being beaten, part of the spirit is going, dance. Fucking just dance, you cunt, dance. Okay? So then what I think happened was that we got independence from the English. And all of a sudden, we were in charge, and we went, okay.
What year would this be?
This would be 1921.
Okay.
22. Okay.
And it's half the country.
Well, it's 2/3 of the country,
okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, okay, it would be better if somebody else was in charge. Let's hand all authority over to the church. So the church replaced the English. And they said, okay, we'll decide now, we'll do this on Fridays and this on Sundays, and nobody's to do this and no one's to do that. And we were back in servitude. Yes, Your Grace. Yes, Your Grace. Sorry, forgive me. Yes, Your Grace. We had about 70 or 80 years of that, and then we transferred that over to the banks. And then the banks were in charge. Oh, thank you for the loan. Oh, thank you. You're very good. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I paid that back. Yeah. So we're still not free. And the whole story with the North then is, I mean, these things are not simple. They're complicated in the sense that you had a whole load of Scots Protestants who were shifted from Scotland into Northern Ireland and who had been living there for 300 years. That's a long time. 400 years. And they were saying, we want to be part of the United Kingdom. We know that we can see how we got here. We can see whose land we took. We can see how we were given all the big farms and you were told to work for us. So, yes, that's the complicated history of a country. And when a people have nothing, their spirit needs to come out somewhere. So I was in Rome recently, and you see all these statues, all the benefits of empire, and God Almighty, just the Trevi Fountain, the Colosseum, all these amazing, everywhere in Rome, there's just this phenomenal beauty. When empire is declaring its worth, it does so on such a huge scale that even hundreds of years later, it's still impressive. London is an impressive city to be in because they took money from everywhere.
Yeah.
Ireland, how do we get to express our joy and our accomplishments and our laments? And we do that through storytelling and music. And I think that's because they don't cost anything. And I think that's part of being Irish in the world, is an absolute delight in talking and in imagery and in metaphors.
The Italians are some talking motherfuckers as well. But yeah.
And they're also Catholic.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something going on there as well, and drinking. So that's a kind of a cheap sociological description of the country. I don't know.
But what's funny is you are like, do you feel like because you're the one of the best in one of the best countries at it? Do you think? I mean, not like you think of it arrogantly, but you're like, oh, this is a cool thing to be a part of the tradition of like you are like, when I think of Irish people, it's like when I was 10 and my mother and father and grandparents would talk about Ireland, you're kind of what I pictured.
I have such an interest now, though, in being here in America. I mean, I'm interested in being wherever I am.
Yeah, but why especially America? By the way, before we started rolling, we were talking about Canada, and Tommy referred to Canada as chamomile tea.
Did I say that?
Yes. Would you believe?
I think I said that.
Yeah. But and America being like the very strong coffee
laced with
fentanyl. Yes. So yeah. So what do you find? Because Bono and you two found a lot of like there's something riveting about America.
I think it's curiosity. So I did a gig for D.L. Hewley in Caroline's, playing to an entirely black audience, and there was something there that I felt as in that tribal thing.
Well, have you ever heard Chris Rock talk about Dublin?
No.
He's like, it's like being home.
Really?
Yeah, he loves doing shows in Ireland because of the kinship thing.
So I'm very curious about that. I used to be really curious about Jewish people in America, but today that's entered another phase of...
It's no fun anymore.
It's just there's something going on there that there's a heightened sense of persecution or something. I don't know what it is, but it's not as open as it used to be. It's
a heavy phase.
It's a heavy phase. So I have curiosity about tribes that have suffered, and also the excitement of America. Like when I still haven't gotten over the thing of when I was growing up, America was the most exciting place in the world. It was.
Yeah.
Now that's China.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious about it. And I guess in a sense, Ireland is a home, a great place for storytelling. America is kind of the home of stand-up.
Yeah, for sure.
My attempts to figure out why don't sound convincing in my mouth, but I just know that I have a kind of a curiosity about the place and that I enjoy it, and I really love American people. The America we get on telly is not interesting. It's divisive and it's at war and it's full of trauma. But walking around is just lovely. People are just, people are friendly. People are funny, and I like it a lot. So that's but no great plan really, other than just to. No great plan. Keep going.
Hey, did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah, did you like it though? You want more? Don't want to work? Would rather watch videos of me grab-assing with people? First of all, go up here to subscribe, and then go up here to watch more clips. This is like when the weatherman says there's a high pressure system coming in. I'm not really used to the green screen.